Failure is not the end of your story. It is the moment your real journey begins. Talent may hide your weaknesses, and comfort may make you feel safe, but neither of them can show you who you truly are. When everything starts falling apart, that is when life removes the filters and forces you to face your real strength. Failure reveals your discipline, your courage, and your willingness to rise when there is no guarantee of success. This moment is not here to break you, but to build a stronger, wiser version of you. The pain you feel now is shaping the power you will carry later. Success never teaches the lessons failure is teaching you right now. If you stop running and start listening, failure can become your greatest advantage. What you choose to do after this moment will define who you become tomorrow. Failure has a way of stripping life down to its rawest truth. When talent is applauded and comfort surrounds us, we rarely question who we are or what we are truly capable of. Talent feels like a gift that works automatically, and comfort feels like proof that everything is fine. But failure arrives like an honest mirror. It doesn't care about your potential, your past success, or what people think of you. It reveals what you're made of when nothing is working, when excuses collapse, and when the world stops clapping. In those moments, you don't discover how talented you are. You discover how committed, resilient, and self-aware you can become. Talent often hides weaknesses. When things come easily, we don't learn how to struggle. We don't learn how to adapt. We don't learn how to push past boredom, doubt, or resistance. Comfort, in the same way, numbs growth. When life feels safe and predictable, there's no urgency to evolve. You repeat what already works, not because it's the best version of you, but because it's familiar. Failure destroys that illusion. It removes the safety net and forces you to confront the gap between who you thought you were and who you actually are under pressure. That gap is painful, but it is also priceless. Because awareness is the first step toward transformation. Think of Michael Jordan, widely considered the greatest basketball player of all time. Before the championships, the fame, and the legacy, he was cut from his high school basketball team. Talent alone didn't save him. Comfort disappeared. What failure revealed was not just his skill, but his obsession with improvement. He trained harder than anyone else, not because he was gifted, but because he refused to let rejection define his limits. Failure exposed his work ethic, his mental toughness, and his hunger. Those qualities were always there, but they only surfaced when his talent wasn't enough. Failure also reveals how you speak to yourself. When things go right, self-talk doesn't matter much. Confidence feels natural. But when you fall short, the inner voice becomes loud. Do you attack yourself, give up, and shrink? Or do you analyze, learn, and adjust? That internal conversation shapes your future more than any external factor. Many people discover through failure that they've been living on borrowed confidence, dependent on praise and results. Failure takes those away and asks a brutal question: can you believe in yourself when there is no evidence yet? Consider J.K. Rowling, a single mother living on welfare, rejected by multiple publishers. At that stage, comfort was non-existent, and talent alone couldn't guarantee success. What failure revealed was her perseverance and belief in a story no one else wanted. She continued writing not because the world validated her, but because she felt a responsibility to finish what she started. Failure taught her discipline, patience, and faith in her own voice. Those lessons didn't just lead to success, they shaped her identity as a creator. Failure also exposes priorities. When life is easy, it's hard to tell what truly matters to you. You say you want success, growth, or purpose, but comfort allows you to delay action. Failure removes that option. It forces you to decide what you're willing to fight for and what you're willing to let go of. Many people quit not because they lack talent, but because failure reveals they were never deeply committed. That realization can hurt, but it's also freeing. It saves you from chasing goals that don't align with your values and pushes you toward paths that genuinely matter. On a more relatable level, Think about someone who fails an important exam or loses a job they thought was secure. In that moment, labels disappear. You're no longer the smart one or the stable one. What remains is how you respond. Some people fall into self-pity and avoidance. Others take responsibility, upgrade their skills, and come back stronger. Failure reveals whether your identity is built on outcomes or on growth. It shows whether you rely on circumstances or on character. What makes failure so powerful is that it demands humility. Talent can make you arrogant. Comfort can make you lazy. Failure humbles you enough to listen, to learn, and to rebuild. It teaches you where your preparation was weak, where your mindset was flawed, and where your effort was inconsistent. These are lessons success rarely teaches because success doesn't challenge your narrative. Failure rewrites it. Action begins when you stop seeing failure as a verdict and start seeing it as data. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What is this revealing about me?" Is it showing a lack of discipline, fear of rejection, poor planning, emotional avoidance? Once you identify the lesson, failure becomes a guide rather than a wound. You don't need to change everything at once. You need to address what was exposed. Build the habit you were missing. Strengthen the skill you neglected. Correct the mindset that held you back. Failure also teaches patience. Comfort wants quick results. Talent wants recognition. Failure teaches you that meaningful growth takes time, repetition, and resilience. It reminds you that progress is not linear and that setbacks are part of mastery, not proof against it. The people who eventually succeed are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who let failure educate them. If you are facing failure right now, understand this: something valuable is being revealed. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. This moment is showing you where you need to grow, who you need to become, and what you need to commit to. Don't waste it by rushing back to comfort or hiding behind excuses. Sit with the lesson, extract it, use it. One day, you will look back and realize that your biggest growth didn't come from your talent or your easy wins. It came from the moments when you felt lost, exposed, and uncertain. Failure revealed your strength, your character, and your capacity to rise. And once you've seen that, comfort will never satisfy you again, because you'll know there is a stronger version of you waiting on the other side of struggle. So if failure has found you, don't run from it, and don't let it label you. Stand still and listen, because this moment is trying to teach you something success never could. You are not broken. You are being shaped. What feels like an ending is often the beginning of the most honest version of your life. Right now, you have a choice. Return to comfort and stay the same, or rise with awareness and become stronger than you've ever been. Take the lesson, take responsibility, and take one small action today that proves you are no longer afraid to grow. Rewrite your habits, sharpen your skills, and speak to yourself with courage instead of doubt. Remember, this failure did not come to stop you. It came to prepare you. And if you use it wisely, this very moment will one day become the reason you thank yourself for not giving up, for choosing purpose over fear, and for stepping forward even when the path was unclear.